It's just sitting there with nobody in it. It is sitting there, the most beautiful place on the planet, overlooking the Pacific Ocean in Del Mar. There it is sitting, and Esther says to Jerry, tell me the story. And so he began on the freeway, driving off the freeway, driving up this road. He described in detail the plants that are in bloom, what it looks like, what it smells like. They drove up around the loop. They came around. He got out of the bus. He moved a trash can or two to make room for them. They came around the corner. He opened the big gate. Esther could see the ocean from sitting up there on the top of the hill. Jerry came in he called her in, and blow by blow for 1 hour and 30 minutes, Jerry described that place. For the joy of the feeling of it, Esther felt like she'd been there for a week after he finished. He walked through every room. He described every surface. Esther devoured it mentally as she achieved vibrational alignment with the vision that he projected. She will not be happier in any time that she spends in that house than she was in the time that he was describing it, and they were savoring it together, blow by blow, step by step, piece by piece, meal by meal. He gave her a description, and that's what scripting is. That's what using your future experience in your now to tune yourself to the vibration of what's already in your escrow will do for you. In other words, just describe it until it moves you emotionally. And then the universe has to give it to you, you see. The means, the method. You've been a little too practical. You've been a little too practical. We want you to stop facing reality. Get over that what is-itis and start telling it as you want it to be. Your stories must be based on how you want it to be, not how things are. That's the way you give up control. When you talk about how things are, you can't help but try to get in there and figure out what to do about it. When you tell the story of what's becoming, you give up control of what is. Because you can't be out there in your future controlling it. It will automatically cause you to release those gripping, resistant, controlling hands, and it will put you in the care of the universal forces who create worlds. We think they can assist in the creation of this house.
Yeah. Thank you. Can I ask another question?
Yes.
Okay. I'm in a relationship with a man who I've been in a relationship with for a very long time, like 27 years. This man, he's a wonderful man. I love him. He loves me. But I've been changing through the years. I've been changing through the years, and it's apparent that he doesn't.
So is he. Everything's changing, but sometimes you're changing to more of the same.
It seems like he doesn't want the same things that I want.
Good.
But he doesn't want to move to the Bay Area. He wants to stay out in the country.
But you see, as you tell that story, you factor that holds you. In other words, it's like you make a choice. You say, I want this, but he doesn't, and since I want him and he doesn't want this, then I can't have what I want. So I either have to give up the Bay Area or I have to give up him.
Right.
And what we're saying, tell the story with him in the Bay Area house. And stop facing reality. Never mind what he says he wants. Never mind what he says he wants.
Okay, I can do that. I just always left him out.
Don't use his confusion as your basis to not get everything that you want.
Okay.
In other words, when you factor him in and the house in, and you stop looking at what he wants and using that as an excuse to separate you from what you want, you line up. You become one powerful, influential vortex of creation, and we promise you he'll be swept into that.
Okay.
The reason that he doesn't want to move to the Bay Area is because he can't figure out how to afford it, and he doesn't want to be a slave to something that he doesn't want to do either. It's the same thing. It's not different than the way you feel, but leave all of that out of your story, because that will be irrelevant when you amass the money that you are needing. We promise you that if you said to him, I have just purchased a magnificent new home in the Bay Area, do you want to come and live with me? He would not say no.
I know. But see, he's got a lot of money. He could do this, but it's all in stocks, and he doesn't want to put it out there.
Well, again, you're arguing for your limitations. You are telling the story about the way that it is. Reality just screws the future up big time, doesn't it? And It is so compelling. It feels so real and so true. And this is how it is. And because it's how it is, I have to keep explaining how it is. And then you wonder why you feel not free, you see. You can't keep telling the story of how it is and move to where you want to be.
Okay.
You only
Okay.
move to where you want to be by telling the story of how so you say,